What's up, everyone? It is your girl Gelbeauty-QM here, aka Grace Honey, and today we're gonna get into another underrated versus overrated. So in today's episode, I actually got some fragrance dupes, I got a bronzer dupe, and of course y'all know I got plenty of palette dupes or palette alternatives for you. So if you like what you see, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I have my membership down below for those who are interested. And without further ado, let's get into this video, girl. So we start with these fragrance dupes because I'm telling y'all, I was so excited when I found these. Now originally, I don't know if y'all remember when I bought this and I told you all I could, it smelled similar to something else I own, but I couldn't remember what it was. So let me read what the notes are in this. It says it has some vanilla orchard, sugared violet, and sheer sandalwood. So when I smelled this, I was like, it reminds me of something. I remember what it reminded me of when I was at home one night. I was like, this reminds me of pink sugar. So as you can see, I like pink sugar. I've used like half mine up, so it makes sense that I would like this. But obviously pink sugar is going to last a little bit longer than this is because it is a body mist. However, if you don't mind putting on a perfume mist throughout the day, this definitely gives me vibes of this. Now this does have a little bit more vanilla in it. This one, I don't really smell too much vanilla in it, but they both give me a similar scent in my personal opinion. So I feel like maybe if you put them together, it would last a decent amount of time. But yeah, this definitely gives me the vibes of pink sugar. I've heard other people say this makes them think of something else, but this makes me think of pink sugar when I smell it. So I decided that I would show you all this. Now you can tell me if you agree or not down below if you have smelled pink sugar and then you went in the store and smelled that one. But to me, it just gave the vibe of pink sugar, so I had to share it. Now if you follow Gelbeauty-QM on Instagram, which you should, then you already know about this dupe I'm about to talk about. And the brand actually liked my post about this fragrance. So this underrated, top and fell off. This underrated versus overrated is about the Fleur Vanilla Skin alongside the Ellis Brook Vanilla Milk fragrance. Now as soon as I smelled this, I knew it smelled like a vanilla I already had. I just couldn't remember what it was because I have so many vanilla fragrances because y'all know I live for vanilla fragrance. So when I smelled this, I was like, it's giving me the vibe of something. So then I went and smelled some stuff in my collection. I was like, I know what it is. It's giving the smell of vanilla milk or Virtue Woods vanilla woods, or the Virtue 7 vanilla woods. Like it gives me the vibe of that one or the vanilla woods I talked about, but they both have a similar scent to them. I feel like vanilla woods is obviously more woody than vanilla milk is. Vanilla milk is a little bit more sweet, so I feel like this could be a cross in between the two. But if you like either one of those fragrances, this or vanilla wood, I'll try to remember to put a picture over here, then you would like vanilla skin. Just keep in mind, vanilla skin isn't going to last as long, of course, because it's what? It is a hair and body fragrance mist. So mists aren't gonna last as long, but it's gonna be more affordable and you'll probably get more product in it. So you might have to spray this once more throughout the day or something, but it works pretty well. And I have actually sprayed this in my hair and like the way it smells. Now I don't feel like it lasted a super long time, but again, if you just needed to last through your work day and that's it, I feel like it should be fine for that. But I'm planning on using this as a body mist when I go on vacation, not to have to take my expensive stuff like this along with me, or even my glass travel size containers, because I have this. So I recommend you try this if you have not. And if you're a vanilla lover, because I definitely think you will like this if you like Ellis Brooksland's Vanilla Milk, or if you like the 7 Virtues Woods Vanilla Woods. They smell pretty much the same. Let me get into this last dupe with the bronzer, and then I'll go get a battery and get into the eyeshadow palette dupes. So the next underrated versus overrated is the Kosas bronze. I have the shade Worn Deep Bronze, and this is in Deep. I have the original packaging. As we all know, they have the yellow packaging now, so I don't know what this shade would be now. I hope they still have the same shade. I don't know, but I have this Buttermelt bronzer in the shade Butter Days number 7, and I feel like both of these look quite similar. As you can see, they both have their red undertone. They both have like a similar sheen to them, and if you want a more affordable one, obviously it's gonna be more affordable than Kosas, because Kosas is quite the expensive lady. Now I do feel like this one runs a little bit deeper than the Kosas one. It's a little bit more orange, so that's just something you need to bear in mind. Cocoa Swatches and I agree that it gives more blush than it does bronzer, but this is Kosas right here, and this is NYX. It's not bad for, you know, like 10 bucks compared to how much Kosas is going to charge you. So I would recommend just giving it a try out if you're on a budget, so you can have that wannabe Kosas glow but not pay the Kosas price. Okay, I'm gonna get a battery now that I've given you these fragrances and this bronzer, and we'll come back and start talking about these eyeshadow palettes, girl, because it's a stack as usual. Okay, y'all, so on to the eyeshadow palettes. So first underrated versus overrated, I have the Moth and the Moon palette from Dede Cosmetics alongside the 1964 palette from Unearthly Cosmetics. So I felt like these palettes looked pretty similar. I'm not saying they're exact. I said they look similar in tones, and I feel like I haven't really heard a lot of people talking about this brand. I mean, I know it's a newer brand and it's a YouTube owned brand, or a YouTuber or Instagrammer owned brand. I'm not sure if M. Jones has a YouTube or not. I know she's friends with our girl Annette's Makeup Corner, but I feel like these palettes were somewhat similar, so I wanted to compare them and show this palette some love, because I feel like I haven't heard many people talking about it. So I'm like, if you like the color story of this and they don't sell this one anymore, I feel like you would enjoy the color story of this one. I have not tried this one yet. I'm actually filming a video with this one afterwards, but I want to make sure I got this underrated versus overrated out of the way first, because I didn't want to finish filming this and then forget to, you know, leave this here when I get done doing my video to make this video. So I was like, I'll just make it now and then we don't have to worry about that. So I got the other palette from the brand as well to show them support. I wanted originally to get that one, but it kept selling out, so I was like, I'll just go ahead and get both now that they both came. So they showed up, I believe it was Thursday, and I'm filming the video today. But next we have the Gloomy Gardens palette. This is what it looks like on the inside. I think it's a nice color story. Now you'll probably be shocked about the palette I'm about to compare it to, or say is overrated compared to it, but I feel like they have really similar tones to it. I'm going to show you in a second what I'm talking about. But I have the Hey Reindeer palette from Ulta. Now when you first look at them, I'm sure you do not see what it is I'm talking about. You're like, girl, they don't look similar at all. But think about it. They both have some deeper, darker tones for the Outer V. They both have those like berryish tones to it. They both have the orange tones to it. They both have the blue tones to it. So I feel like if I covered up this green section, you'll see more of what I'm referring to. You see what I'm saying now? How similar they look without the green section. Because they both have the oranges. They both have those deeper tones. They both have the yellow. And they both have the bluish tones. They just chose a lighter baby blue versus this. So now that it's covered up, I feel like you can see what I'm talking about and why I said this is more overrated. Now if you take it away, you see the green and you might get confused. But I wasn't confused when I saw it, because I was like, they have all the same colors. This one's just more scattered, and this one is more of the traditional like blend bunny tactic. We'll put it down a row so that way you can understand which way to do it, because there are some people that are new to makeup that still like indie makeup and they want to be able to like do a quick eye look and know that it'll look nice and that the colors are combined and not have a muddy situation on their hands. So I appreciate brands that do stuff like that, but I definitely feel like this brand is underrated, so I wanted to show it. And I will have the 3 Looks 3 palette on my membership for all my members, so get excited, because it's this one, the Moth and the Moon, and then the Flying Fiddlers palette that I never that I didn't do a review on, because I knew I was going to do this 3 Looks 3 palette video. So I feel like both of those are similar, and I wanted to make sure I show them to you. And yeah, so the next one, shout out to my girl Dionluvsmakeup. She actually pointed out this one to me, because I didn't think about it. And the funny thing is, I just said I wasn't fooled by that palette, but I was fooled by this palette, because I did not think about this palette with it, because it's missing the fun pop of color that all the other brands I showed you had with this palette. So the next underrated versus overrated is the Stargazer palette from Nomad Cosmetics alongside the Cyborg Choir. So Dion messaged me, she's like, you have that palette, right? They look really similar. And when she told me about it, I was like, you know what, you're right. I was fooled by the yellow pop. Because see, without the yellow pop, they pretty much look exactly the same without the fun 2 pops of yellow. But I was fooled by the 2 pops of yellow and was mainly thinking about the ones I had already pulled, so I didn't think to pull this. But they're definitely giving similar vibes, if you will. So it's all a question of if you want the fun pops of yellow, if you need that palette, or if you don't care about the fun pops of yellow, I feel like you would be fine with just having the sideboard. I mean, you're just having the Nomad Stargazing palette. I like both palettes. I'm gonna continue to use both palettes in addition to the other palettes I have that are really similar to that palette. But I had to show you all once Dion put me onto it, because I was like, yeah, she thinks we should do a video on it. So comment down below and tell me, do you think we should do a video comparing both of them to see if they work out nicely or not? Because since I have this 3 Looks 3 palettes, and then I still have to film the rest of the colorful versus muted eyeshadow to get them back to my house and organize my collection accordingly, I'm thinking like, do I want to kind of push that and put that in there in addition to having to film membership content now? I don't know, but we'll have to see. Next Underrated versus overrated, we have the Dead Roses palette from Beaute Bar alongside the Moonspell Volume 2 from Ulta Beauty. I feel like both these palettes look pretty similar. I actually like the color story of the Dead Roses palette better than Manny's though. If you see, yeah, there we go. But I feel like they look quite similar. I feel like they're better shimmers in this one, and I like the mattes better than this one. A lot of people said they like this one better. I initially did too, but when I tried this one compared to this one, obviously this one to me is better quality in my personal opinion. And then this one, his original Moonspell is better than this one as well. But you know, this is what both of them look like side by side. And I just felt like, again, I felt like I didn't hear a lot of people giving this one love. I mean, I know the community likes Beaute Bar and they talk about it, but it's like I feel like it kind of faded away a little bit, and people always talk about Moonspell. Not necessarily Moonspell 2, but a Moonspell, and talk about Ulta Beauty. I feel like a little bit more, so I wanted to show them some love and be like, look, hey, you know, this palette's out here too, and it's just as nice as that one. So that was me giving Beaute Bar a little bit more love, honey. So the next one is part of my 3 looks, 3 palettes video I'm filming today. So this is underrated versus overrated. So this is the Flying Fiddler palette from Nomad. People did talk about this a good amount though, because it was a neutral palette, and I feel like that's why I got a lot of love. But I feel like people still talk about Natasha Denona gold palette, and this palette has been going for a while. She brought it back for a little while. I don't know if it's still on her website or not, but I just feel like it's really similar to the gold palette, so I wanted to show it alongside the gold palette. But I feel like it gives a little bit of a twist and a little bit more fun to the gold palette than the gold palette has, in my personal opinion, because the swirled shimmers in the middle and things like that. Plus, if you can't get the gold palette anymore, I feel like this is a great alternative for you, and it's going to be more affordable in price point, because you know, I have a code with Adept that you could get a discount on when this comes back in stock, because this is currently out of stock. But you can use code Gelbeauty87 to pick this up, or you can use code Gelbeauty87 to pick up this if it's back in stock. So it's up to you which one you want to get, but I prefer the Adept color story to this one, because I feel like if you cover up the 2 pops of blue, you see nothing but a whole bunch of browns and stuff. And with this one, I feel like there's lots of different shifting shimmers at least. So even though I have boring browns, I know this lid shade is gonna be fire. This one only has what, like maybe 1 shifting shade. This one, sorry, 2 shifting shades. I think it's this one, and then these 2 blue shades, and the rest of it's just a whole bunch of neutral and a whole bunch of gold, which isn't necessarily my cup of tea, but I do like the blues in here, and I do think it's a nice formula. It's just, I feel like I'm going to like this one better, and I haven't even tried it yet. I just feel it. Anyway, the next, what is this? Underrated versus overrated is this Violet Voss and Care Bears palette. Now, I don't know if it's still on their website or not, but I feel like it looks really similar to the Juvia's Place, the Zulu palette, so I wanted to show them side by side for you all to see. Now, it does have a couple more bright mattes in it, but I feel like the color stories are pretty spot on. I feel like they're just missing the yellow. No, sorry, not the yellow. There's some orange out of this one, because this has a yellow matte and this has a yellow shimmer. But a lot of the shades in here are quite similar. They even both have a brown. Like there's the brown and there's the brown. So I wanted to show it because I feel like Violet Voss doesn't get that much love. But in all fairness, it's like I feel like they don't really put a lot of innovative things out there. But this one I thought was nice enough to mention, so I figured I would mention it. And if anyone's interested, you can check it out. Now I don't know if they still sell Violet Voss at where's that place? At Sephora or not, so we might not be able to get this at Sephora, but their website during holidays usually has 50% off, so you might be able to pick it up on their website for 50% off. That's how I ended up with it, and the miniature one. And y'all know Juvia's Place always has a sale, and then you can use code FUMI to get a discount on top of that. So it's like, you know, either one would be nice. Both of these live here. Let me put them in the live here pile. The last one I have to talk about, I didn't think about earlier, but this underrated versus overrated is the Sickly Sweet palette from Blend Bunny alongside the Glaminatrix Pretty in Pastels palette. I feel like they both give really similar vibes to their palettes. This one's just scattered and she didn't use the traditional way she does, so you might be